I'm out back at the famous backyard table, and I want to go over just some of the tackle that I've been using over the last month while fishing the Berkley Choppo. And I know on some of the videos I've pretty much kind of gone over just some of the tackle that I've been using, but I haven't really gone in depth on what I'm doing, how I'm fishing it, and just some of the techniques I've been doing while fishing with the Choppo. So to start off, just to go over the rod and reel, STX 20 10-pound braid, villain rod 610, medium light, and obviously it's tied down to the Berkley Choppo 90. So in the Choppo is a fairly new bait from Berkley. It's an awesome bait. I'm having a ton of fun fishing it. It comes in 3 sizes. So you have the 90, you have the 105, and you have the 120. Now the 105 isn't available yet. I did just get the 120, which is this guy right here, and you can see there's definitely a size difference between the two. You're looking at a ½ ounce in the 90, and then you're looking at 1 ounce here in the 120. When that 105 comes out, you're going to be looking at a 3/4 ounce bait. They're fairly heavy baits, so even with a bait caster, you can make a really long cast with it. If I was going to throw it on a bait caster, it'd probably be about a 7.3 rod with like a probably an 8.1, something fast gear ratio wise reel, because you're able to, with a faster gear ratio reel, you can slow that down a lot easier than trying to speed up a slow gear ratio reel. So 8.0 to 1 with like a 7.3 rod, and I'll probably be throwing like a 30-pound braid with that. And I will have a small thing of mono leader, so I don't have to worry about that line getting wrapped, especially the braid getting wrapped around these really sharp fusion hooks. So now that we kind of got over the type of rods and reels I'll be using for this bait, let's go and dive deeper into what makes this bait so unique. So I'm going to hold up the 120 first. It's a little bit bigger bait, you can kind of see it. It's the same principle as the 90, same material and everything like that. So we've covered basically the size of this bait. Now let's go over how it's weighted. So when you're throwing a topwater, you're wanting to make a super long cast. The longer the cast, the better. And the way these are weighted is it's going to have a keel weight, it's going to have these belly weights here, and what makes that better than some others is it's not going to roll over. It's not going to have that issue of turning over while this tail's plopping behind it. Because I've noticed with others, while this tail's spinning, it's putting out so much torque on that back part, it's wanting to roll the front, and that's what it's going to create your line twist. And this bait pretty much eliminates any line twist. I've been throwing the 90 and I haven't had really any line twist at all. Of course, say you get some grass or something stuck in the tail, it's going to eventually turn the rest of the bait. But if you want to completely eliminate it, you could put a swivel on the front, and then you won't really have any line twists at all. I don't do it, I don't have any problems, so I'm not going to change the way I'm doing things. So the weights, you're going to be able to cast further, it's going to make this bait track better, and then you don't have to worry about your line twist. Moving over to the hooks, you're looking at Fusion 19 hooks, super sharp, super sticky. I've had fish come up and just barely touch the bait and they get hooked. Now on the 120, I'm just looking at this, I want to say there's probably a size 2, while on the 90, these are probably like a size 6. So on that 105, I'm guessing those are probably be like a size 4, and these are all light wire hooks. I want to say probably like a 2 or a 3X. Now if you want to change out your hooks to a 4X, just remember it might make the bait work a little bit different. I know when these sit in the water, they're kind of sitting like this a little bit, with the rear end down, and then when you reel it in, it goes like that. So saying putting a little bit heavier wire hook might change the action a little bit. I don't think drastically enough to affect the bait at all. So hooks, the weight, what makes this bait so great, it's going to be that tail. So let's talk about the tail a little bit. You're looking at a hard plastic tail. You're looking at something a little bit different than the others that are on the market. You're looking at a different pitch while you're fishing this bait. You're looking at something that is, something the fish haven't really heard yet. I would rather have this hard tail over a softer tail, because I've noticed with the soft tail, eventually it kind of just bends out and it doesn't make a great pitch noise while you're fishing it anymore. It bends out to the point where it just doesn't make any noise. So with the harder tail, it's the same material they use on their crankbaits. It's going to be a hard, durable plastic. You're not going to have to worry about it bending out or or just kind of flattening out when you're reeling this bait in. And it just the noise on the 90 itself is fairly loud. I can only imagine what the 120 is going to sound like when reeling this through the water. But having that hard tail, I feel like it's just going to help make this bait track a little bit better, and you're not going to worry about the different noise it's going to make on the lure. You're not going to worry about this pulling out and just not sounding right. From the bait itself, and just talking about some of the things that I do when I'm fishing with it, when I'm going out, whether it be on the kayak or just by land, I'm looking for edges. I'm looking for grass points, and I'm trying to make a long cast and getting it right on that side of that point and bringing it right past the grass. And when you're bringing it right by that grass, if you're not getting a bite right off the bat, after say 10 casts, just a regular steady retrieve, that's when I'll start giving a couple different twitches. I'll slow the retrieve down and see what works for that day. If I'm in more of an open water area, try and find areas that have bait or birds, or even just, I've noticed lately, since it is summer, we have a lot of areas that are open but have like little grass islands and just random places. So say you have 2 grass islands next to each other, try to bring that bait right through the middle, and if you're not getting on that steady retrieve, just bring it through, pause it, and just kind of just slowly bring the bait through, and sometimes that'll get a reaction strike with that. Because I've noticed with bass, even when like say you're throwing a popper, when you're popping that popper, it's usually on that pause that the fish comes up and hits it. So with this, you can basically use the same principle of that. Cast this bait out, reel it, pause it, reel it, pause it. And I've noticed on some of my bites, when I pause this, I get blown up. I'm going to have 2 or 3 videos I'm going to put on this, just with me just reeling this through the water and having the bass come up. And I think most of them have been just a regular steady retrieve. There we go. That was on the chop. Let's go. Ooh, crushed it. But it's been a really good bait. It's been a lot of fun to fish. Now, they do come in 10 different colors. This is like a glass ghost kind of color, and this is kind of like a ghost shad. I'm not exactly sure on the color of that, but 10 different colors, 3 different sizes. The 105 should be out here soon. Really excited for that. But hopefully you guys like this video. Just a quick review on the Berkley Choppo, and it's a great bait. It works, catches fish. It's a ton of fun to throw. I'm really excited to go and throw this in the salt water for redfish, snook, and trout and see how well it holds up. I think it's going to do great. And enjoy, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Please subscribe if you haven't already. And enjoy. Good luck, guys.